All right, everybody. Welcome back to another Legacy video. It is the Semiotician here. It is after dark, and I want to play a little bit of Cutter in the most relaxed manner possible. Uh, Last week, I played Is It Cutter at my local metagame, and I've been playing it for the past 4 weeks, and it's felt very strong to me. But last week in particular, I started experimenting with Delvers. I started having a few thoughts about the deck this week, which actually ended up playing out in different ways, just in the metagame more at large. But I was like staring at my deck on like Wednesday night, which is the night before my local tournament, and I had two thoughts. The first thought was, do I want to be playing Delvers instead of Tamiyos? And the second thought was, what if I played like anti-black in the same way that like blue-black tempo is playing anti-red for Pyroblast? Like I play anti-black and just get like, I cut my Brazen Borrower for like one copy of Molten Collapse, and I play two more Molten Collapses in my sideboard, which would be these Unholy Heats, and we'll talk about those in a second. Because I think that like this deck's fairly powerful, blue-red Cutter, but I think it might be a dog to the best tempo deck. So you're going to lose the tempo mirror. So we need to find some way to correct that. What makes the tempo mirror so hard? And by the tempo mirror, I mean the blue black, blue red, blue mirror, more generally a blue mirror, is the Goyfs. The Goyfs make that matchup very hard for us. So we need to play some number of Unholy Heats. But if they're playing Nihil Spell Bombs now to beat other graveyard decks in the format, and the Nihil Spellbombs are incidentally good against our best means of answering a Goyf in the form of Unholy Heat. That's not too good for Unholy Heat, right? We need to have a way to answer a Goyf. And I think Unholy Heat's the best way that blue-red can do that. But I also think that another way to beat an Evergoyf is to race it in the sky. And that, my friends, is why I actually believe that Achilles is on to something with this Delvers. Now, I want to be playing 4 Delvers, but I just don't know how to make the numbers work if I also want to be playing 4 Quarry Seal Cutters. I can't cut a spell. I feel like the Canadian Threshold decks are playing about 24 spells with their 4 Delvers. This deck is currently configured to play 23 spells. And so I've turned the baubles into preordains because the preordains help flip the Delver in the long run, and the preordains are also, I think, better than baubles at chaining spells in the late game. So if you go like a turn 2 Quarry Seal Cutter without bauble, like when you have the bauble, it's great. But if you go without, you can like set up for like really interesting turn 2s. And sometimes the turn 2s that you can set up for with like a card like Preordain, you could Preordain into a Ponder for turn 3. You know what I mean? And then the turn 3 gets you another Monk. And so there's like, in one sense, you could play a card like Stock Up, right? That like gives you multiple cards, puts them into your hand. And then you're like going up cards by casting spells, which is like great. But like Xerox is kind of like photocopying, like one piece of paper goes in, and another one comes out that's the same. So you can actually chain cantrips, I think, by having these extra preordains in a way that playing 5 to 6 baubles doesn't allow you to do, and then it also lets you flip your Delvers. If we're playing Delvers, I want the full bolts because I want to be able to go face, but I'm also respecting, I would love this to be a chain lightning, but I'm also respecting Barrow-Goyf in a very, very important way here by having 3 Unholy Heats across the whole main deck and sideboard. But yeah, in any case, I'm going to try out Delvers tonight. I would like to be playing 4, but I don't think I want to cut a Murktide. I don't think I want to cut a Brazen Borrower. I don't think I want to cut a Quarry Steel Cutter. I don't think I want to cut a Dragon's Rage Channeler. I don't think I want to cut a Mishra's Bauble. And I don't think I want to cut a land for the 4th Delver. And so but I still think we want some Delvers. I want to be playing a 1-drop threat that can actually win the game because I'm also playing these Quarry Steel Cutters. I want to be playing 4 Dazes because it's going to help protect myself just long enough so that I can win with these cards. So let's see if it works out this evening. After Dark with Corey Steelcutter here. In all likelihood, we're going to be starting off After Dark here and concluding in the light, which will be interesting. But I'm going to play as much as I can this evening, and we'll see where we end up. If it's one game, 2 matches, 3 matches, you never know. All right, we've got an opponent here for round one. We appear to be on the draw, but we've got a pretty sweet hand here. We've got almost everything that we're looking for. We've got the Dragon's Rage Channeler, Lightning Bolt, Daze, Brainstorm, Daze. Yeah, we'll keep. Just don't oops me on turn one, I guess, right? Prismatic Vista. Okay. Could be in for a longer grindy one here. Into Ponder. This could be Omni as well. We have to be cognizant of it being Omni, but I think either way I'm playing Dragon's Rage Channeler on turn one. Because I want something on the board. Now I'm going to have Daze, which is at least something. And then next turn, if we get to untap and we can start playing Brainstorm into Preordain, it's like a nice line to set up for like having double force, double Daze in hand, things like that. We'll see where we end up, but all roads lead to Rome start with the Dragon's Rage Channeler. All roads that lead to Rome begin with the Dragon's Rage Channeler. Yes, that much I do believe. This road is currently under fucking construction. Playing around Daze, the Dragon's Rage Channeler dies, and okay, we're playing into a blue mirror here. There's a Ponder. Ponder's fine. I'm not about to Daze the Ponder. Double Daze might be. They're going to play around the first Daze, but they might not play around the second this game, and I'm not going to just throw my land back to stop a cantrip there. So we would like to hit like a Delver here. Think. Do we start with a Preordain or a Ponder? I think I'm going to hit a Ponder. I'm actually going to go for the Any Order Shuffle there. Draw a land. Yeah, let's just cast the Preordain then. Wow, bottom. Wow, this was like, not the best sequence of cantrips. We basically Xeroxed into a bunch of things that are the same, but aren't helpful at all. the old triple Daze. You play around, fool me once, fool me twice, but fool me 3 times. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The old Vista. Potent 2-drop, a Ponder. So this appears to be blue-white control. So we want to be playing as quickly as possible, but not senseless. Brainstorm's going to be great here. Because this hand does not do a lot, but we are well on our way to a Murktide. Another Lightning Bolt. These draws are hilarious. We got a Brainstorm here. Now these cards are extraordinarily interesting. So I know I'm putting back a Lightning Bolt here. Do I put back a Daze, or do we actually want the triple Daze? I think I put back double Bolt here. That could be crazy. But I think I'm just going to play the Corey Steelcutter here. And I will double Daze to protect it. In fact, I will triple Daze. All right, Cutter's in. We're going to have to think about double Dazing to protect off a Prismatic Ending. But if they Prismatic Ending it, and then we just go Channeler Delver. So there is the Prismatic Ending. I can double Daze here. I'm going to do it. Because double Daze here actually gets us a Monk as well. So this is just upside, right? This feels like tempo upside to me. So now we're double Dazing, and we even have we have the third Daze, right? But I'm hoping they don't want to fight. And then we still get to go Dragon's Rage Channeler Delver, make another token. Like this is aggro, right? I think I'm gonna do it. If they've got Supreme Verdict, like fuck me, I guess. But let's get frisky here. Boom boom. All right. If they verdict me, that's insane. Like, I mean, good for them. If this is a ponder, it's a brainstorm. Okay. A brainstorm's good for us because it means not supreme verdict. And if we can draw a brainstorm now, that's like excellent. What is this? Another prismatic ending on the Corey steel cutter. Yeah, that's fine. You got my cutter, but you're not getting my channeler. Put that one on top. All right. I mean, Delver's not flipping, but one, two, three, four, five. Play a Murktide. Attack. You want to show me your supreme verdict? Do they have it? Stock up. Okay. No supreme verdict. Good, good. We just went full aggro there. I kind of liked it. I mean, we're dead to supreme verdict, but I don't think many decks play supreme verdict. Though if any deck in the format were to play supreme verdict, this certainly would have been one of them. Okay. Yeah. Delvers, Corey Steel Cutters, Blue White Control. We want Pyroblast. Pyroblast might be it. I can't foresee myself wanting Unholy Heat. I could see a couple of bolts going out. Just bring in 3 Pyroblasts. Honestly, Wastelands might be worse than Lightning Bolts. We didn't see an indication of red. I don't know why I'd want Meltdown. I might actually bring the bolts back in. Cut 2 Wastelands instead of the bolts. We'll just go down to 16 lands. I used to play 16 lands in my Delver decks. Usually 18 is advisable, though. But I mean, look at that. 16 lands, right? I mean, these Wastelands are horrible. This is the kind of hand you wish you like didn't have the Wastelands, right? This kind of hand, I think, folds to the kind of deck our opponent's playing. I'm in a mull. This one's unplayable, unfortunately. Now we're on 5. All right. We don't need the bolt right now, I don't think, in this matchup. The multi 5's very unfortunate, though. Second hand was unplayable. First hand was, like, good. Like, it hinged on a brainstorm, which would have resolved, but also the Wastelands were so bad, and if we draw one more bad card, then we've got too many bad cards in our hand, whereas here we've got all good cards in our hand, right? Another good one. The thing is, since they're on the play, we can't daze to protect this channeler, which really sucks. We can daze. Oh, that's good. That's really good for us. Maybe I was supposed to daze that brainstorm. Don't think so, though. I'm like fine leaving daze in on the draw as well in some spots because sometimes you just have one. Like, especially if you're boarding at your wastelands, you're just going to have one land for a long time in the game. And so you do get some value out of replaying it a bunch of times, right? Like, it doesn't make the days feel as bad if you can replay it, even though you're only on one land. Your deck can operate on one land. Yeah, they're looking for white. Oh, okay, this is nice. What if I brainstorm here? I actually think that's the quickest way to get us to delirium. Yeah, I'll bin bolt. That's nice. Murktide, I think I want to keep now. If we just go like this, put some of the cantrips back, cast another ponder. That one I don't think we need. We'll get rid of that. I mean, just more cantrips. I'm going to shuffle. Yeah, force is fine. Okay. Let's attack. Lorien revealed. Get the Tundra. Okay. Hopefully they now need to use a Swords to Plowshares on this. Ponder's fine. Ponder is fine. Just passing. The deck is fresh. I'm just going to attack. Merc in the wings here. Pyroblast Force Days up. If these things go Delirious, they're going to be in a deeper world of hurt. Yeah, there's the verdict. Okay. The verdict is good. Let's just play another channeler, though. This one's Delirious. That was a great draw. That was a really great draw, because now our board just like really hasn't changed, and they've burned their big 4-mana spell. So yeah, now I wish I had more Wastelands in my deck, but I kind of don't mind that they're just like Pyroblast and Bolts either. Prismatic Ending. So they are slaving their Swords to Plowshares. Unfortunately, that's just going to have to be fine. Scalding Tarn. Murktide Regent. All right, there's a Murktide. This is our last thing we've got. They've just got the swords for it too. Yeah. I'm going to blast this now. Actually, is blasting this better than... I should have just Thundering Falls. Yeah, this is a bit aggressive. But I kind of just want us both to be in Garbage Town. Oh no, this is not where you want to be against control. This is somehow where I always end up. Slorian revealed. Alrighty, we'll go to the next one. Blue-white control. They are leaning a little bit more on their colored sources. I'm on the play here. I have to bring the heat, and I have to be cognizant of Supreme Verdict as well. I think I play the same. I might only play 3 bolts, though. 3 bolts, 3 Wasteland. I think that's good. I mean, this hand's sick. If this hand had a Daze, it would be, like, really nice. But I like that we have a Corey Steel Cutter. All right, let's play DRC and pass. I'm not going to bobble here. Ponder. I think we Corey Steel, right? Yeah, Corey Steel into bobble's so good. It'd be really nice if we could do it with a Pyroblast backup, but yeah. Like, don't have a blue blast up here. I think I bin the sorcery. Yep, this is nice. Bolt. Bolt being on top's kind of cool here, actually. We equip. Okay. But the bolt would have contributed to Delirium. To Fairy on top. Just attack for 3, I guess. Yeah, bidding bolt gives us Delirium there, which is like not insignificant in a game like this. If they go for the ending on the cutter, that's like really bad for us, because the way that we're playing here is to lean into some other things. Let's play a land. Let's play a bauble. Get a prowess. Take a surveil. I actually don't mind that one on top. Okay. And then I'm just going to bolt my opponent. I'm just going to leave that one on top. Equip over. Hit them. Go to attacks. Swords to Plowshares, the Dragon's Rage Channeler. That's fine. Hit you for 5. Pass. There's a Ponder on top of the deck. I was supposed to use my Mishra's Bauble. Counter target spell if it's blue. Yeah. Take a peek. It's a Flooded Strand on top. That's not bad. Draw Ponder and upkeep. Oh, yeah, that's nice. I think I'm just going to begin with a Ponder here. I'm going to go any order shuffle. Then I'm going to cast Brainstorm here. Hopefully that can get us a spell to replace this Misty. We're going to move that over. That, I think, ought to do it. There we go. Okay. Look at that. Corey Steelcutter just destroying control. If this card resolves, it really gets out of control. Like, really. You just have to have an answer to it. I think this card actually does solve some issues that that blue-red tempo has, and even Canadian Druid has, which is grinding against these control decks, which are now coming back into the format because of Mycospun's not being present. I just realized our last opponent's name was Satan's grandma. I would just like that to go on the record. I love that. That's awesome. This hand seems fine enough to me. We're certainly not mulling something like this. It's just the cutter away, right? The important thing is just not to spew our bauble until we ponder. And probably not to spew it after we ponder either. Land. Opponent has they lit on Scalding Tarn. I think I'm going to lead on a basic island here. No, I invite a Wasteland. We have 3 lands in our hand. I actually invite a Wasteland. I'm just going to lead on Ponder. Wasteland, Bolt, Bolt. I don't mind a Wasteland, and I don't mind a Lightning Bolt, and I'm putting my opponent on playing Tempo here. Okay, I could be wrong about this. See, but if this is a Thundering Falls, I'm going to be very happy. Yeah. Just had the feeling we were in the middle of a tempo mirror here. I'd love my opponent to Wasteland us and not play a threat. Do we keep the tempo by Force of Willing a Dragon's Rage Channeler if we get Wastelanded? Mistrise Village. Okay, this is Sneak and Show. Also glad I have the Wasteland. Not so happy about the bolts. Happy about the Force, though, and happy that I cast the Ponder over the Preordain, because I'd rather pitch a Preordain to a Force than a Ponder to Force. If they just go pedal, pedal, show and tell, for example. Me oh my, though. Mistrise Village is a scary magic card that we will probably be fucking wastelanding. I used this card to great effect last night in Commander against my friends. I still lost because my opponent had a Doorkeeper Thrall. My friend had a Doorkeeper Thrall. But the Mistrise Village almost allowed me to like do some insane things through a number of layered hate with the Glarb Doomsday. Let's draw for turn, though. That is the bolt that we knew we were getting. And so now... Oh, I wasn't supposed to play that. I was actually supposed to wasteland my opponent, but now we're going down a slightly different path. That's my apologies. We went down a slightly different path here. I'd like to pick up this Daze as well, just for extra protection. Show and Tell's just on top of their deck. You gotta hope they don't... So we're gonna have to force a will of Lotus Petal here. Or to rather daze a Lotus Petal. We have to daze the Lotus Petal if they have the Lotus Petal, because we know that they have a Show and Tell on top of their deck. Hilariously. Okay, no Ancient Tomb. Because what they could have done there, right, was go Ancient Tomb, Lotus Petal, activate Mistrise into Show and Tell, and we're just fucked. They're just jamming a stock up into a daze here. I think we're fine doing that, right? I'm kind of here for a daze on the stock up. And then I think a Wasteland on the Mistrise Village is because we don't beat Mistrise Village in the long run. As much as I'd like to take them off a red, I think Mistrise is too dangerous. That's an exceptional draw. Yeah, I'm just going to go Wasteland here. Hit your Mistrise Village. No shenanigans for you. And then hopefully we don't have to force. I'm going to bolt my opponent in their end step. And then I'm going to like Brainstorm, shuffle back, Volcanic Island plus bolt. And then shuffle with the Misty. But yeah, we're just wastelanding. Wasteland go, opponent. Now they're just passing. They don't have the lands. And so I think I still just, I'll fire one bolt in my opponent's end step just to be mana efficient here, just in case any ancient tombs get in the mix. And that's also why you fire bolt, right? Honestly, I'm going to push with the regent here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's push with the regent. That was excellent. We still have force up for this turn, and then if it goes to another turn, like they're in trouble, right? I mean, they could kill us here if they have force protection. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna go force pitch brainstorm. They have the force backup, right? And so in that case, we actually have to force here because we need to brainstorm into a second lightning bolt. Oh, nice. That just worked. I still like it. We need like the brainstorm here is excellent. So we're going to get to see a bunch of good cards here, hopefully. Put Island back. I think Island back, Cutter back, Misty, Dragon's Rage Channeler, Attack. I could have brainstormed to try to find a Wasteland there. That also would have been very good. But we might be able to Hail Mary a Wasteland here. Otherwise, this way we have the Thundering Falls as well. And look at that. We got the game. You'll love to see it. You'll love to see a timely tempo takedown. I love playing this deck. Now we're playing against Sneak and Show. And so against Sneak and Show, we want, I mean, there's a lot of cards that we can bring in against Sneak here. I think I was kind of like, I was off like all of the bolts and Unholy Heat. I don't know that we need any of those cards. It's possible we do. We want like one bolt as something to dig for in a pinch. But I think like some of the cutters are also like not the best in this matchup. I think I was cutting something like that. Sort by mana value. I kind of like the way that the deck looks here. We're minimizing our red spells. We're making sure that we have a maximum amount of blue spells. Like if we sort by color here, like just look, 30 blue cards in our deck. Like that's a great deal of blue cards to support our 6 Force of Wills, right? Like we're pretty likely to have a blue card in addition with our force if we have a force. Don't mind one cutter. Surgical's also, I don't mind surgical. You know, there's a world where I don't even want this cutter either. This isn't about cutter. It's just about resolving a Delver and playing hard control. That's the way I'm going to approach it anyways. This ain't the cowboy. This one's fine. Could be a great 7. How good is Consign? I actually think I'm going to bottom the Consign here. I know it's sideboard technology. Consign can keep us alive in certain spots, but I like the idea of not having Consign yet and possibly drawing it later after shuffling and doing a number of things. Maybe Days should be taken away, but if they're just spewing a turn 1 brainstorm, I think I'm like fine with that. I kind of love to see a turn 1 brainstorm. If they triple pedal show and tell me, fuck me, I guess, but yeah. Let's draw Brazen Borrower. I mean, our hand is very reactive. Like I really wish I had a Consign in my hand here. Consign would be excellent. I'm not spewing a turn 1 brainstorm, that's for sure. I'm going to cast my brainstorm later on. Ponderino. That's fine. Ancient Tomb's really good against our Days. Why would we want Consign in this matchup? Well, you can consign like Annihilator triggers, you can consign Atraxa triggers, and sometimes, you know, if you've already got a Delver in play and you've done some things to mitigate what your opponent's doing, that can be enough to be what takes you over the finish line. Pedal's fine. No show and tell, though, from our opponent. So they're being wise about playing around their dazes here. We draw a Hydroblast. I kind of just want to pass again. I don't even think I'm going to play my Brainstorm there. Next turn, we can Brainstorm to find a land drop, but here it's like you know, we don't have to cast the Brainstorm. We might want to hard cast a Daze or play a Hydroblast plus a Brainstorm. I like not doing anything here. Murktide at this point is looking like a pitch spell, but Brazen Borrower could be too. I do like the way that Brazen Borrower plays in certain spots. This is fucking terrifying. This is not good. This is very, very, very not good. Oh, this is perfect. This is beautiful. This is welcome. And if you've got the Pyroblast, I've got the Daze. Okay. Now brainstorming is something we would like to be doing. Force of Will, Pitch Omniscience. Do I brainstorm now? I don't think I even do. Maybe I do. Nah. No. I'll pitch the Brazen Borrower for a Force of Will on your sneak attack. Your Omniscience is gone. The Mistrized Village is going to be problematic, but if we're able to fight here, we're going to bloody fight. This is countering the Force, and so now I can Daze the sneak attack. Do you have the Simian Spirit Guide as well? Your last card's Emrakul. Yeah, we won that fight. And now I think we're actually supposed to brainstorm here. Yep, I'm going to brainstorm too. This is a tempo play. And it's a tempo play that paid off. It is a tempo play that paid off. Because now we get to jam a fucking 7/7 Murktide. Atraxa's on top. That ain't bad. But I'm guessing that if they were committing it, there's a world where they have like they actually have the show and tell in their hand, you know? And they needed the fatty, and now they're gonna draw the Atraxa. There's another world where they just have Emrakul in their hand, and now they have Atraxa plus Emrakul, and I have a freaking Murktide Regent. So now we draw another Bauble. All right. Graveyard. Bauble. Graveyard. Look at the top card. It is a Lotus Petal. Look at the top card. I don't even care. I'm just gonna look. I want my cards when I can get them. I guess what I was supposed to do was this was too hasty. I do the second one here. That's a nice draw. Because I'd like to know what's on top of their deck now, right? And yeah, I mean, wow, we used to have Hydroblast in our hand and they're just dead next turn. This deck is insane. Like, I really, really, really like this deck. I don't know. Just feels so good to me. Just feels right. All right, everybody. It's the next morning. And we're going to finish this league with Blue-Red Cutter. I got the webcam back on. Last night, I ended up recording the last two leagues and making these adjustments to the deck after I'd finished that Doomsday League. And if you watch the Doomsday video, you'll know that by the end of it, I was having a pretty good time. And so we ended up recording a couple more matches here with Is It Cutter after the Doomsday League last night. We started out 2-0, but then I just decided that things were getting a bit out of hand and it would be wise to return in the morning. So this iteration of the list is an attempt to stay true to the kind of inherent aggro nature of Corey Seal Cutter by playing Delvers over Tamiyos. And then it's trying to solve or at least increase our odds in the tempo mirror by playing 4 Lightning Bolts and 1 Unholy Heat over the Chain Lightning I was experimenting with last league, and then to just play 2 more Unholy Heats in the sideboard and hope that that gives us a way to fight against cards like Endurance and other things in control matchups, as well as against Nethergoyfs and Barrowgoyfs in particular. So let's see where we end up today. Let's see if we just get completely clowned in our remaining matches, or if we can figure out how to pilot Cutter to success. I can't even remember what we played against last night. We beat like Blue-White Control, and then maybe it was like Sneak and Show or something. In any case, we've got an opponent already, and we're on the play here. Oh my goodness, this is double Wasteland hand with a Ponder. I kind of don't mind this in a way. I actually think I'm going to keep this hand. I mean, if they're playing like a mono basics deck, these Wastelands are not going to be good. Kind of hoping they're going to be good. What I want to do here is ponder into a threat. or like a blue card. Oh, this is great. This is great. Use Ponder's ability, no. So now we got Delver to pitch to Force of Will. We've got a Cutter plus a Bauble in hand, so we're not going to play the Bauble. So like depending on what they're up to next turn, we could play like Delver plus Wasteland our opponent. Delver won't flip. Oh god, here comes an Ancient Tomb. Here comes a Crow Mox. It looks like the Stompy decks are back in business here, and I think we're going to have to Force of Will. Here we go. A Chalice of the Void on 1. What if I just let this resolve? Is that insane? I think I'm going to let it resolve. This could be like a game-losing decision. But what I'm thinking here is that I'm going to play Wasteland. I'm actually just going to play Quarry Seal Cutter. I'm going to play Bauble. I'm going to make a Monk. I mean, this can go like really poorly, right? Like we're leaning completely in on this Cutter. But we might be able to force their play here and then double Wasteland them next turn, which seems like pretty decent to me. We'll pick up another card. They've got like an Ancient Tomb on top of their deck, or sorry, a Simian Spirit Guide on top of their deck. We pick up this stupid Volk, which we didn't really want. The One Ring. That one will force. Okay. Now we've just got lands. Yeah, this might not have been the best course of action. This Chalice might actually end up burying us. Oh my goodness. A lot of lands, huh? Let's ideally send them back to the Stone Age here. Attack for 2. Pass the turn. Drew a lot of mana sources here. But we got to hope that... Yeah, this is what I was hoping for. This is exactly what I was hoping for. DRC is not going to help. We do have the Thundering Falls, though. And if we can find 2 spells next turn, we still get to make another Monk, which can be nice. And Prowess triggers still go. Here's a Chrome Mox. Pitching a Blood Moon. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Yeah, now we're kind of not doing it, right? We had to hope that we were going to get them. I'm just going to keep the Bolt on top at this point. We're going to spew some resources. Make another Monk. Okay. Yes, we'll equip the Cutter. Go to combat. Send with our dudes. They're going to take 4. Okay. Maybe I lost because I didn't counter the Chalice, but they would have a 1 ring otherwise. But yeah, now we're kind of in a bad spot, I think. We need like Murktide. Murktide's obviously insane here. But yeah, we're just about... Not quite. We needed them to like fade 1 more turn, but Murktide's really good. Preordain, not necessarily going to do it. Am I supposed to just jam the Preordain though? Am I supposed to jam the Preordain here? Maybe I hold it in the hopes that I probably hold it. I'm just going to pass. We were so close here. I guess if I should have countered the Chalice. We were close, though, with the line that I took. Murktide is still, like, very good. Yeah, they're just attacking with 1 dude. If they have a Blood Moon, we'll be especially challenged here. Magus. I guess I'll take an island. Not quite fast enough, unfortunately. Okay. We'll go to the next one. We're going to want Hydroblast. We probably want Consign to Memory. We want these Force Negations, and I want this Meltdown, and I probably want Price of Progress as well. What don't we want? We need to cut 7 cards. Preordained strike me as a little too one-droppy. Everything else seems so good, though. So we could cut Unholy Heat. Most of their creatures, except for like Pyrogoyf, as far as I'm aware, died to Bolt. So that's 3 cards. We are on the play. But I could see cutting a couple of dazes, maybe. They have like the Spirit Guides. What if I just cut all the dazes? But that's more like what we want to be doing on the draw, isn't it? I could cut the Ponders, but I'm not like super into cutting Ponders. Murktides seem excellent. I guess I'll just cut the dazes. Or maybe I'm supposed to cut like a couple more 1-drops on the play. Cutting the dazes on the play seems like egregious to me. Like all of them. For sure, those cards. 2 more cards. I don't mind Price of Progress. I think it can get them. Is Consign actually... Yeah, Consign's pretty good. I guess I could cut like 1 cutter. Cutter doesn't seem bad either. All right, the dazes it is. I don't think that's correct. But I guess that's what we're going to do. I think we'll keep this one. It's not the best with the Thundering Falls as the opener. But having double force is like pretty sweet against Stompy. And hopefully the Thundering Falls can help us ensure that there's something sweet on top of our deck. All right, Thundering Falls, terrible. Mishra's Bauble. I think I'm just going to put that to the graveyard, honestly. We want to draw something that we can ideally use next turn. So this is going to have to be a Force of Will pitch Ponder on the Chalice of the Void. Chrome Mox. The One Ring. Let's force pitch Ponder on that one. And then maybe we can ponder into a Wasteland. That would be so... Oh, we just draw the Wasteland. Yep. Let's do that. And then I could ponder here, or I could just pass. I should probably ponder. Interesting. These Delvers ain't gonna flip for a while, but we can play them out. Next turn we get to go Delver, pass with Red Blast up. We don't flip the Delver. And then we draw another Delver, and then hopefully they both flip. Or if I Red Blast here, I might just jam Murktide next turn and use Delver as my pitch card. That's probably what I'll actually do. What the hell is this? Enters, discard up to 2 cards, then draw that many cards. Let's just Red Blast that one, I think. Okay. Our Delver's not gonna flip here. So we'll draw that. We'll go to attacks. Hit you for 1, and then it does make more sense to slam a dragon here over a second copy of Delver, for sure. The One Ring. Hit him with another force. And now we're like tapped out. Delver flip. We will not reveal. We'll draw. I guess we'll jam the cutter for next turn. Go to combat. Smash for 7. Pass. See what they've got here. The One Ring can change this. Pyrogoyf also pretty decent. So they're going to hit the Delver with the Goyf. We're just going to draw a Misty Rainforest. Let's, whoa. Let's not concede the game. Let's undo. Equip. Attack for 7. Put our opponent to 3. This puts them exactly dead to like a Bolt as well off the top if they don't have a Chalice. They need like a second Pyrogoyf. Or a Red Blast. Oh, fuck me. All right, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Come on, deck. This is not good. Oh my god. This is a ring. Insane. Mm-hmm. The old ring at 3, huh? Wow. Another attack. This is another Pyrogoyf. Fury, sure. It's pretty good. Insane. All right. That sucks. Oh, price of progress. Wouldn't have helped. Okay. Wow. All right. I'll be back. All right. Let's shake it off and move on to the next game here. We're on the play. I think we can keep this hand. Fetch our Misty. Grab a Volk. Ponder. I mean, I kind of don't hate those cards. I'm just going to pass. Let's hope we don't get Wastelanded. Wasteland puts us into the dirt here, but if we don't get Wastelanded, that's not a Wasteland. We are going to get to go for the turn 2 Cutter into Bauble line, which I think I will do with another Bauble in hand. There's a dragon coming down the pipes as well. Oh, well, we might just be fucking dead. Sure. That's always something that can happen in this format. Sometimes you can just be dead. Ball therapy target themselves. Discard Atraxa. Alrighty then. This might be a quick 3 matches. Against Reanimator with Bayou, which means that they're going to have the stupid Witherbloom loser as well. So we have to like keep our bolts in, I think, for the Witherbloom Apprentice. Cory Seal Cutter's a little slow for matchups like this. I don't mind, like against the super fast combo decks, just like cutting the Cutters. Because we can just win with Delver's drag. Like we can just be blue-red Delver. I don't think we need Cory Seal Cutter to beat Reanimator. And so we will board like this. Let's increase the number of blue spells that we have. We'll take the play. And Force of Will, Double Wasteland. No threat kind of sucks. Double Wasteland could be good, though. We have a Bauble plus a Surveil. I'm going to mull, though. This looks better. This looks better. I think I'm actually going to put Tarn on the bottom. And we'll lead on a Graph Digger's Cage here. Pass. Badlands. Thoughtseize target me. I mean, yeah, you got it. You'll take my brainstorm, probably. Unless you're protecting the Witherbloom command line, I guess. Taking my force of negation. Okay. So maybe they're going to find a way to remove my cage. Unmask target me. Sure. Now they're taking my brainstorm. All right. Drawing days is kind of sick. I'm going to waste my opponent. Pass. We'll find a threat eventually, hopefully. Opponent still has 5 cards in hand. Scalding Tar, not too bad. That gets Thundering Falls. I'm happy about that. Mortuary. Delta. Unmask target me, huh? Yeah. Take my days. Still leave me with the bolt. Okay. Thundering Falls. We'll keep Ponder on top. Cast Ponder. Okay. Draw another days. We'll pass. And then we're going to get to jam a Murktide on the following turn. Okay. They're just passing or scooping it up, going to the next game. Alrighty. We want to change how we're sideboarding. I don't really think so. Just submit the same old skippers here. Oh man, that red prison match, that was we got some really bad draws and our opponent drew some bangers, but their deck is mostly just bangers. I feel like we were giving them a firm spanking, and then the first game I might have misplayed. Like there were 2 ways you could play that game. You like look at the Corey Seal Cutter in your hand and you say, I'm just gonna jam 1-drops into Chalice to fuel this cutter to win and double wasteland my opponent. But then there's like another line where you force and you like force their next big thing, which was a 1 ring. If we force the Chalice, and then the 1 ring comes down and it draws them like more annoying things, right? So I don't know. It can go either way. It was probably a bit safer. Like there's so many 1s in our deck to hit the Chalice. But I kind of wanted to just see what happened playing the other way in that one. And it turned out that it didn't happen like I would have liked it to. But oh well, right? Magic Online leagues are as meaningless as life, but they serve as a great distraction. Double force, but no lands. We have a Mishra's Bauble and we're on the draw. They're keeping 7. There's no land, but there's double force. This is a tempting hand for me. It could go so wrong. I might keep it. I'm going to keep this hand. This could be crazy. I'm fine throwing, like, I don't care if we lose. This is for science. I kind of feel like double force is kind of exactly what we're looking for. Because they're going to discard us into reanimate, probably. So we have to have 2 lines of defense. Now, do I force the discard? It's targeting me. I think we just let them take something. Maybe they take Mishra's Bauble, though. That would be hilarious. Probably take one of my forces. We've drawn so many lands this league, there's no way there's going to be a land on top of our deck, right? But imagine if there was. Taking Force of Will, passing. All right, let's say a non-wasteland land here. That's what I would love to see. Well, that ain't good. That ain't good one bit. There's a Gristlebrand on top of my opponent's deck. All right, we get 2 more draws for a land. If we don't find it, soon things will be bad for us. Raucous Theater. Okay. Come on, deck. Please give us a land now, right? Okay. All right, well, we signed up for this. I think we can, like, maybe one more turn. Well, if we don't hit one next turn, the moment we find one, right? Please just don't find what you're looking for. We're both looking for things. I kept a hand like this against Oops All Spells the other night at my locals, and it did pan out for me. I think sometimes you have to keep, like, they're still not winning, right? And if we draw land now, we have the Grafdigger's Cage, which is like really, really good. They're just passing again. Come on, deck. Land, please, please, please. Okay. We are in it now. First things first. Cage. Pass. Passing. The Wither Bloom is going to be frustrating, right? Oh, that's really nice. Drawing the land there is like super nice. So now I'm going to fetch, grab a Volk. I'm going to cast Ponder. Oh, the Wasteland would have been excellent to draw. I want the Force, though. Channeler. Okay. I think we've drawn out of this. We're going to grab the Mortuary here. Yep. I think our Wastelands go after their green sources. They kept the card on top, so they like whatever was on top. This is Veil of Summer. There's the Witherbloom Apprentice. I'm just going to force pitch whatever that was, Delver of Secrets. Okay. The last piece of the puzzle is just to find a lightning bolt, I think. So let's start with a Ponder here. I think I'm just going to bin the Delver. I'm actually going to go for an any order shuffle on those. Another Force isn't bad. I'm going to Wasteland one of the green sources. Then I'm going to attack. Put our opponent to 13. Pass the turn. Stronghold Gambit. I think I'm going to brainstorm in response. Put Bauble into the bin. Go like that. Force of Negation, pitch Delver. Oh, I was supposed to. I stacked this wrong. I'm so bad at Magic. Okay. Let's get the Gambit out of here. Was I able just to put Delver into play off that? I don't really know how that card works. I can put you to 10 now. I can just jam the biggest Murktide anyone's ever seen. Is that better than passing with Force up? I think it's best just to pass with Force up, to be honest. But yeah, the fact that there should not be an Volcanic Island on top of my deck right now is really, really bad. Okay, let's attack. I kind of feel like I have to wait again. Maybe this is playing too scared, but... Blue card? Misty there is rather annoying. can't fetch this land either, which is sick. Petal. Dark Ritual. Sure. Am I actually dead here? This sucks. Am I actually getting Chain of Smogged out here? Alrighty. I guess I should just jam the Murktide Regent, but I kind of felt like if we did, we were sitting a bit of ducks. And maybe I should have finished this league last night when I was buzzing out. It is not currently going well right now. No, this hand seems keepable enough. Sunbaked Canyon. Is this energy? I don't want to play against Boros Energy. That deck's so annoying to play against. I think I'm going to hit him with a Wasteland. Okay. They've got a Wasteland. I'm going to start cantripping now. I kind of don't mind these. I could clear this ponder with a bauble. Or I could save the bauble for like an eventual cutter. I think I'm just going to pass. Hold the bauble for a while. Second Wasteland. Okay. Ponder again. These lands aren't bad in the face of a Wasteland. We're just not really finding the gas that we're hoping for. These forces aren't the best against this opponent, but yeah, we'll just play a land and pass. And yeah, we're going to draw yet another land here. I think now I'm going to cast this Brainstorm. There's the Quarry Steel Cutter, which is excellent. Got a Channeler here, which is going to come down. Maybe I can just get rid of one of these forces. And a Valk. Play a Valk. Cast a Dragon's Rage Channeler and pass. Yeah. I'm very happy with that. Let's see if we can daze an Amped Raptor here. 'Tis indeed what we will be doing. But then I'm going to grab a Thundering Falls here. Keep that one on top. Keep that one on top. Daze the Raptor. Untap. Upkeep. Draw Wasteland. Play Wasteland. Hit Plateau. Fetch this. Grab Volcanic Island. Play Quarry Steel Cutter. Yeah, that seems pretty good with Quarry Steel Cutter. Play Bauble. Keep that one on top. Make a Monk. Equip the Cutter. Bauble the top of our opponent's deck. They've got a Felia on top. Attack you for 5. Draw our Ponder. Wasteland Valk, sure. That seems like a losing move from my perspective anyways, but what do I know? Play out our basic islands. I think I'm just going to float this Wasteland on top. Again, fucking this up. I think we want this Wasteland, right? Attack you for a bunch. Plains. Plow, sure. play another cutter. Bolt your face. All right. Amped Raptor shenanigans. Against this opponent, we want Hydroblast and we want Unholy Heat. So this is a nice, having the extra removal spells in the sideboard's pretty sweet here. Can't remember if Meltdown was supposed to be in against this opponent or not. I don't think it is. I think we just want these 4 cards. We're on the draw, so I could see cutting a couple of dazes and probably 2 for 1ing ourselves against that deck's not advisable. So we'll sort by mana value. Click submit deck. We've got 7 bolts. That seems pretty good, right? Yeah, I'll keep this. I'm not opposed. The problem is that Ocelot Pride card is just such a little shitter. Interesting. Okay. Deafening Silence stops Cory Steel Cutter. That much is true. But we're going to lead on Delver this time then. I have a Brazen Borrower to get rid of that Deafening Silence, so Cutter's really not going to be doing much. Oh, that Guide of Souls card, though. I'm telling you, you don't like to see it. I think we have to daze the second one. Really hope that there's a bolt on top of our deck, I guess. Island. I'm just going to play the island, I think, and pass. We have to Hydroblast like an Amped Raptor or something. Can't do anything about that. We're so fucked here. Okay, Bolt was a nice draw. I think I'm going to use this for a Ponder. Oh, that was a mistake. That was so stupid. Because now I can't kill anything. I just threw this game by casting this Ponder. My thought was that I bolt on their turn, but this Voice of Victory card I really need to get used to. Because now I think we're actually just dead, right? Well, that's decent. At least we drew something to do. But yeah, I was supposed to bolt the Voice of Victory, I think. And now we're just like, what am I doing? Oh, man. We do not care at all about a Wasteland. Sure. Yeah, that was so pathetic. I'm really, really sorry about that. I guess they can't attack with the voice, right? Because I get to block it. Or I get to block one of their dudes here. They're just going to pump this. Pump this thing out of bolt range. Cory Steel Cutter. Okay, I'm going to start by bolting the voice. Bin that. Go to attacks. Hit my opponent for 3. Now I've got Hydroblast for the Amped Raptor. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, wow. Okay, they're going for a draw here. Destroy target permanent if it's red. Keep that one on top. Take 3. Go to our turn. We'll draw Unholy Heat. We'll play Valk. We'll Unholy Heat. I guess we put the Delver on top. Go to combat. Attack. Then next turn we get to go Core Steel Cutter plus Delver and actually double spell through the Deafening Silence, which is pretty awesome. Goblin Bombardment. That one's a bit of a skipper. Do we have Volks left? We should, right? Yeah, we have one Volk left, I think. Draw the Delver. We play this. We fetch. Volk. Play Core Steel Cutter. Brainstorm. I guess I leave that on top for Delver purposes, right? Play Delver. Trigger the Cutter. Equip. Delver's in. Get in there. Attack for 5. Pass the turn. We somehow managed to navigate out of this tempo spot here. But like an Amped Raptor can just change this so quickly. Pyroblast the Delver for sure. Pass. Draw Brainstorm. I'm going to fire it because if we find like a creature, we get another monk here. I think that one qualifies. Oh, so 6. We'll put just Murktide on top. Hit them with those. Upkeep. Bolt you. And that should do it. Okay, we got there. We managed to salvage the 3-2 at the end of days. We got wrecked by Mono Red Stompy, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad matchup for us. I think I just decided to take a course of action that wasn't that good. Or like I decided to experiment with letting Chalice resolve. It didn't go that well for us, but it was close. And then in the second game, we just kind of drew a couple of lands in a row after we had kind of established dominance, and our opponent did not draw lands. They drew bangers instead. Against Reanimator, we lost the first game because we didn't have interaction in our hands, but like that'll happen. You know, you don't mull to interaction if you have a fine hand. Second game, we won quite handily. And then the third game, we knew everything that we needed to play around, and we thought that holding the Murktide region to pitch to force was helpful, but then they ended up with a discard spell into enough mana off Dark Rituals to Witherbloom us at like basically the last possible instance. I think I could have forced their Dark Ritual there as well, and that would have kept them back on mana. So that I think is probably what I should have done had I had the force, but then like I don't know, they were still at 4, right? So we still had to pass 2 more times. So I think we might have just been dead the following turn anyways because they had 2 Dark Rituals. So like I think we would have, if we countered that, they might not have been able to like kill us there. Then we attack with our Dragon's Rage Chandler, put them to 1, and then we pass back, and then they Dark Ritual Witherbloom command, and we have to like have Bolt or something like that on top of our deck. Having these extra removal spells like Unholy Heat, really sweet. I don't think I really deserved to win that second game there when I accidentally pondered, forgetting that, like thinking that I could bolt the Guide of Souls on their turn, but obviously that doesn't work when they have a Voice of Victory out. That's like the second time while playing Cutter that I've kind of screwed up the Voice of Victory. So I'm gonna try to be better about that one. But in any case, there's another league with Core Steel Cutter. I think it could have been very easily a 4-1 if we had made slightly different decisions. And so that's good to know. Still loving the deck. I played it 4 times at my locals, like 4 consecutive weeks, and I am undefeated there. I've been getting kind of defeated a little bit on Magic Online, but going 16-0 through the local metagame has been crazy. And I'm going to try to push for 20-0 with it this Thursday, though. I don't think that that's going to I don't think that's going to happen. It's already quite unlikely to be undefeated 4 weeks in a row. I can't expect to continue doing this well with the deck, but it's been serving me well, and I've really been enjoying it. I hope that you've been enjoying seeing some blue red action. I kind of like having these delvers in the deck now. They weren't really that impressive this league, to be honest, but I just find that you sometimes just don't have time to be eating clues off your Tamiyo. And if you're trying to get them dead with like prowess monks and bolts, having a 3-2 is better than having an 0-3, I think, in most cases. We didn't get to play against Tempo, but I don't mind the way this sideboard looks actually when I'm peeking at it. I ended up cutting Submerge for an Unholy Heat, then another copy of Meltdown for an Unholy Heat. Don't know if that's right or not, but this is the deck as it stands now, and yeah, that's all. I hope you all have a wonderful day wherever you are, and I will see you again soon for some more legacy action. Cheers, cheers, cheers.